Gaza is not a normal place as all over the cities in the world. And I hope that someday will come to end the suffering of the people of Gaza, the suffering of my children. My children who never left Gaza, who has dream to exit, to see the world outside as other children in Gaza. The children are growing and considering their world only Gaza. Although that, maybe myself, I have the chance to travel outside. I used to telling them that there is other people who are living outside Gaza Strip. But they want to see, they want to touch what the meaning of freedom. When we have been children, our fathers, neighbors used to ask us, what is your dreams for the future? To be a teacher, engineer, doctor. Now our children are losing this. They have no dreams, only to keep alive. 18,000 graduates every year in Gaza with no opportunities, no jobs, no dreams, no hope. The Israelis, through continuing this blockade, not only on the physical lines, physical borders, they imposed restrictions on the thinking for a future. They want to put us in a position not to think for tomorrow. This is part of the struggle that we are doing as civil society, with all sectors in the Gaza Strip, to tell them, we have to dig on the rock. We have to struggle. There is tomorrow, and we have to have this tomorrow, better tomorrow. Yes, we need for humanitarian aid, but the main thing that we need pressure on Israel to respect the international law, to end its illegal blockade on Gaza Strip, to open all the crossings in two directions for all the Palestinians and also for materials, and to let the export freely from Gaza. We can, and you can.
A typical day in Gaza is totally different from any other typical day any person around the world will live. So for example, I start my day with lots of doubts about basic things, such as finding running water in the bathroom, just to use the bathroom, just to wash my face or to brush my teeth. Like, one of the most surprising things I faced during living for 1 year in the US was finding hot water around the hour. Because in Gaza, like, we rarely find hot water. And we rarely find even running water to use the bathroom or to wash dishes or to take shower or whatever. And this is due to many crises. We have water crisis, we lack fresh water, and we have, of course, electricity crisis. And since I'm living in a building consists of 5 floors, so the water must goes up to the roof and then it comes down, so the flats will get the fresh water. And because there is no electricity, there won't be a generator to get the water up and then comes down. So sometimes it's even difficult to decide to get a shower, because we need to calculate 5 days in advance to get sure that there is fresh water today, and of course there is hot water. Sometimes when I go and take shower, I smell the sea smell in the running water we got to the house, because I'm living in the west of Gaza City, and this is the most place where we have polluted water and salty water. So sometimes I even smell the fishy smell of the seawater coming from my system, from the water I use to take shower, to wash my face, and to wash our clothes, to wash our dishes, etc. And of course, there's these questions about when the electricity is coming. Will I have time to charge my laptop or to charge my phone to start work? Is there internet today or not? During the beginning of the siege, we got 8 hours of electricity out of the 24 hours. After 3 years, we got 6 hours after 24 hours. And now we just got 4 hours of electricity power out of 24 hours. So we don't really depend on these 4 hours of electricity, and we of course go to find some alternatives. And we count in one house there are many kinds of alternatives, starting with the candles, starting with generators, moving to generators, to small batteries or small lids, and you can of course count more. People are very creative on finding alternatives for the electricity. Well, one of the good things of living in Gaza and living in the Palestinian society is the feeling of the social solidarity. So people lived under the occupation for 70 years until now, and the Gaza people lived under the siege for 11 years, and they got in 3 experiences of war together. So we still have a kind of social solidarity. The people who had slightly more money than the others would help the poor people. Like every week, I used to cook one of our traditional food and to invite many neighbors and many friends. So it's part of our nature to show solidarity and to show hospitality. Many things give us the hope to get through the day. Believing in having a just cause like the Palestinian cause is on top of all of these. Believing that one day this Israeli apartheid regime will get defeated is also a very important reason, and a very important way to get hope that we're going to get through all of this, and then we're going to get the chance to establish a democratic state where all the people are equal, where I won't be denied of visiting Al-Quds or visiting the West Bank, where I won't be forced to use a passport to get to any other city in Gaza. A day where our children won't face challenges just to go to the university and just to watch a movie. Living under the siege is for many people is the only thing they experienced. For children or young people from 11 years old until maybe 20 years old, they didn't live a life except living under the siege. It affects the environment, it affects our mental health, it affects our relationships, it affects our the population, how much the city and the place become crowded. So like even when I want to think about the first thing to do after lifting the siege, I cannot conclude an answer. And this is surprising, because living under the siege is become a huge part of my life. And living a normal life is not something I experience, so I would know what I would do when I live in a normal life. It's not just things we're denied to do; it's more a life we're denied to live. So tell me, you guys, what would you do in a normal day? So you may give me some clues. What could I do when the siege is left?